Welcome to Coffee Confessions, a new age talk show on Selfie TV. With one topic, several guests, and various opinions. The topic of the day is weight loss, the real life stories of the ups and the downs. We're going to hear stories that no one tells you. Today's topic is highly sensitive. We'll be talking about real life stories of people, their personal journey on weight loss. We'd like to welcome Mahima Mehta. She is the founder of MAD, which is Mad About Dance in Dubai. Hi Mahima.
Hello, hi Zareen.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you for having me.
Thank you for being here. Tell us your personal weight loss journey.
My personal weight loss. Okay, so it's been like up, down from high school to college, and then I would lose weight, I would gain weight, I would lose weight. But I'll talk about the last 3 years because I think that is something that's stuck on to me because I finally found that, I should not stop eating. I should probably work out. But what I did last 3 years ago was I started taking a lot of classes. I got into yoga classes or fitness classes. I joined a gym and I was just experimenting on doing stuff that I wanted to do or what I like to do. So I was trying to find myself and I was trying to push myself, and I finally found that, gym is not for me. So I started taking dance classes. And while I was doing that, I realized that, I need to put my mind off thinking I need to lose weight. And I started doing stuff that I like to do. And while I was doing that, I started losing weight. And then I changed my lifestyle. And I got into a food plan, and I started learning about what I was doing wrong. Yeah, when it comes to eating. So all that happened, but it wasn't sudden. It was gradual. So it was very organic. And it took me like 2 years to lose about 10 kilos.
How big were you at your biggest?
What you see me now,
okay.
but about 15 kilos more.
Okay. Okay, that's still kind of a medium size. I wouldn't say like you went XL on us. But you're tiny frame.
Large, so. I've gone large. Yeah.
Okay. What was the meanest thing you've heard when you were a bigger size from people around you?
I went through a lot of it. Like, look what happened to you. You were so pretty.
That's the thing. I think the attachment of beauty with size.
Yeah.
With every weight loss story, there's usually a turning point. Something happens, an experience or an incident, and then you decide that this is it. I need to change.
Yeah.
What was that for you?
I think it's a combination of a lot of things. I've experienced the whole dynamics of your friend circle changing once your appearance has changed. I realized that I'm taking my health for a big ride with all those things and trying to live up to people's expectations. So I think I just left everything and I did what I wanted to do. And then I realized how to take care of this whole weight loss scene. And I thought too much about everything other than what I should be doing.
A lot of times when you lose weight, you also lose a lot of friends. And that happens to a lot of us. How was it for you?
Yeah, no, I can relate to that completely. What happens is that we get used to a routine and a circle of people we are with. And for some reason, if you're overweight, they have accepted you in their head that okay, you're overweight, and and then there is a group clique that okay, we bond over chocolate. Yeah, we bond over ice cream, we bond over food. There's a bond, there's a connect. Even if whether you are fat or you're not fat or you're overweight or not, so there's a connect. Now when you're going through a personal change, they feel that you're going away from them.
Yeah.
So and then the dynamics change. Like we just discussed at the beginning of the interview, right? The dynamics change whenever you go through a personal change.
What is the biggest misconception you think about weight loss that people have?
That it's too difficult. It's not for me. I don't know how other people have done it. Oh, they are, they have an easier lifestyle. My life is so hard. I'm going through so many problems. They would not understand what I'm going through. Just because they have less hours to work, they can work out. So I think that could be the minute you put it in your head that it is hard and it's hard work. As humans, we are conditioned to do something which is easier and more efficient. And the minute you think weight loss is hard, you don't want to go to that route.
Luckily for you, you actually run a dance school. How has that been benefiting you in your weight loss journey? Because I always call it a journey. I don't think it just ends anywhere.
For me personally, it's been good and bad because when I was a client, I used to pay for my classes. So when I paid for my classes, I used to not miss one class.
Okay.
And now it's become like a job. So just to show up for classes sometimes and ensure everything is okay and the classes are good and I have loads of women, loads of people who come to my institute with the hope that
they'll lose weight.
They will lose weight and they do. They do. And so they tell me their stories. They inspire. So I feel that I have a responsibility, and if I let go of my personal routine or at least workout, then I feel I fail in front of so many women who look up and they come to my institute.
And what's your advice for someone who wants to lose weight, and hasn't started yet?
Don't think that you want to be a size 0 overnight. It does not happen. It only happens in ads and magazines. So don't do that. Just do something for yourself and make a small start. So just take that one step is my advice, and don't look at the end result. Yeah,
that's wonderful.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Mahima. It was a pleasure.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
You see every flaw, fine lines, imperfections in your skin tone, dark spots starting to appear. New Palmer's Skin Therapy Oil for your face helps improve the appearance of the most troubling signs of aging. Put your best face forward with Palmer's Cocoa Butter Formula Skin Therapy Oil for your face.
We'd like to welcome Asad Raza Khan, a professional actor working in Dubai. Hi, Asad.
Hi, how are you?
It's nice to have you back.
It's nice to be back. I'm getting used to this now.
Thank you. I'd like to ask you about your weight loss journey. Mm-hmm. So what was the turning point? Usually everyone has a turning point, an incident that has happened. Did you have one such incident that prompted the weight loss?
Well, it wasn't such an incident. It was a string of incidents which made me realize where I was. And sometime around when I went to university, I realized that there were a few issues which my weight was bringing along.
So quickly, were you always a big child? I mean, is that a chubby child when you were growing up?
Yes, I was. As soon as I started eating solid food, I started putting on weight because my mother loves feeding people. It's her passion in life. Even when I have friends over, it's like she cooks up a storm and she loves feeding. So when I was 3, I think she started feeding me like there was no tomorrow. And I was the first child, so I was the guinea pig. And yeah, I think as far as I remember, I was chubby.
Okay, and then you came up to college, and what was your heaviest? You said 100?
About 108.
108, okay.
108. And then in university, I realized that my feet could not take my frame easily much more. I had started getting health issues. I was catching my breath a lot. People, obviously, when you go to university, you've seen it in the movies, right? They're very, very shallow. Mm-hmm. So I was getting judged for something that I was not. And I think the point in time was I opened my own production house, and a few people who, again, just want to spread negativity, they came up to me and looked at me and said, we think you can never be an actor looking like that. I think that was one big incident which jolted me. And then obviously there was a girl I liked who didn't look at me, and that also like jolted me. And then the rest is history. I decided at the end of the first year of university that I will lose all of my weight and become healthy. It was the other way around. I would become healthy, and as much as weight I can lose in the process, I will do that. And I went from 108 kilograms in the first year of university down to 73-ish by the end of university.
Wow, that's fantastic. Brilliant.
Thank you.
And what was the process like for you?
It started off not ideally, because, and this is when people ask me how to lose weight, I always
Yeah.
tell them, don't cut eating completely. I cut eating completely and I started working out like mad. And by working out like mad, I mean I just used to run. I didn't go to the gym or anything, I just used to run. But because I had dropped my diet so drastically, my health went into a negative direction because I felt weaker, I had dark circles, I didn't have the energy to do what I wanted to do. And then one of my friends told me that you need to have a balanced diet rather than completely not eating at all. And my advice to everyone who starts is that there is a jolting period for about a couple of weeks. There, jolt your diet, like really drastically decrease, but then get to a sustained balanced diet. And you don't need to go to a nutritionist, you don't need to like go to an expert. You know your body, you know what you like to eat and what adjusts with your body and what doesn't. Just try to balance that out, and you will lose, for sure you will lose.
What was the biggest change you experienced with the weight loss?
In my head, growing up, I was like, I want to be this kind of person. I want to be this kind of, I want to be an actor. I knew that since I was 7 years old, which is why I've been acting since I'm 7 years old. I want to be a good son. I want to be a nice human being. All of that was there. The ideal body weight or the ideal look was not there. But as I kept changing, so there wasn't that ideal, like the ideal frame rather than the ideal person. If you ask me, how do I feel coming close to becoming that person? It's very good. It's humbling. But as you progress in life, I'm sure you do it as well, is that you push your limits more. You get from point A to point B, you're like, okay, now I want to go to point C, now I want to go to point D. Keep it going, which is why I said, make it your lifestyle. Don't make it an obligation or a destination. Make it the journey.
What happened to the people around you? Because I think, you actually change. How did they take it? Did you lose friends in the process as well?
I did not.
Okay.
I actually
Did you gain friends?
Yes, and I gained, the most important thing was I gained the respect of the people who actually were not supportive of me becoming an actor or not having the look or not having the charisma or the aura. Now they're some of my biggest supporters. They come out and watch everything I do, they promote everything I do, and you can see it in their eyes that now they genuinely are happy and believe in what I do. Yes, my female friends increased drastically.
It's always good. In the beginning of the interview, you mentioned one of the comments made was that you could never be an actor. Now that you have lost the weight, do you truly believe that plus size people can't act? Is that going to be a limitation?
Not. Absolutely not. And I come from theatre. I come from the school of theatre. I've done theatre most of my life. Only, I think, in the last 6 to 7 years, I've moved to television and to movies. And the best people that I have seen are not the ideal looks that you would say. And these are two completely separate things. I think that one needs to understand acting and stardom, brand selling, that is all, these two are different. Acting has no link to how you look. And selling yourself as a brand, it's about how you position yourself.
What has been the nastiest things said to you when you were in a big size?
The nastiest things? Well, there's a big list about that. I don't know where to start. But things like, you're a sore eye to look at, to why don't you control yourself, to what makes you be this way, as if it's a sin, as if it was a mistake being plus size.
What would your advice be to parents with obese kids?
In short, put your kids, whether they're obese or not, into sports teams as young as possible. I think that the sooner you can get your kids to be part of these activities, the sooner their bodies will start adjusting to this lifestyle and to be reacting to the physical sport.
What were your advice for anyone who's starting to lose weight?
Persistence. It's very hard to get demotivated. It's very hard to feel the pain, as they say, because when you start off, it's very difficult. Your body is not adjusting to it. You don't want to let go of the food that you had, And with time, you will see the difference. But if you get demotivated or demoralized in the beginning, then it's pretty much lost. Think of it like Indian movies, where the hero, no matter what happens, will continue to follow the heroine persistently till the end. And in the end, he will get it. The same thing. Weight loss is like your romantic interest. Just persist, just follow, and you will get it.
That's great. I like the whole analogy. It's
Had to
brilliant.
introduce Bollywood somewhere, right?
Brilliantly done, really. Thank you so much.
It was my pleasure.
I use Palmer's Mega Hold. Because I use it, I like to create different types of hairstyle which has long lasting hold. And it has vitamins which strengthen my hair and I don't get flakes while using it.
Let's go outside and hear more stories on weight loss, the ups and the downs.
The worst experience, I would say, is dropping like 32 kgs and then gaining it all back in no span of time. That was like the worst experience. You really don't want that to happen because you realize that you've lost so much, and I think you're showered with so many compliments and that just goes off in a jiffy. So I think that would be the worst experience.
I used to take meds without my parents' knowledge, like weight loss pills and stuff, which actually affected my health, like with very bad stomachache and fainting tendency. So yeah, that was basically one of the most worst experience.
With the weight loss, it's a matter of dedication. If you really want to lose your weight, then you really have to dedicate on that, on the program. And then again, psychologically you still have, I believe that you have to prepare yourself so that you can achieve the goal that you have.
I have never been on diet. I cannot diet, that's why. But I've tried my best. Like every time someone recommended me, so my body weight's always been like 5 kgs ahead or 5 kgs below. So when someone said 5 kgs ahead, I tried having a healthy diet. So maybe getting up in the morning and having just oats, because oats sucks in all the oil in your body. And then going on ahead with the juice. So there's one juice I would recommend to everyone. So it's few leaves of mint, few leaves of parsley, 1 slice of lemon, honey, and cucumber, or you could take kiwi. Just have this juice every day. You'll have a clean body. Your immunity will increase, and weight loss just happens.
I just dress a bit loose clothes and I don't diet. Diet is not for me.
We now have with us Hiba Ahmed Khan. Let's hear what she has to say.
Hi Zareen, how are you?
I'm good, Hiba. How are you?
Great.
Oh, you look good.
Thank you. It took a lot of struggle to get me here.
Well, thank you for coming. So you mentioned that you were a chubby kid. So tell us a little bit about your childhood.
Yeah, I was a 10-pound baby, and people wouldn't get tired pulling my cheeks every time they'd see me. So that was a little annoying because with the years I grew up, it was difficult for me to lose weight. So, and when I would see people like others, I would be like, oh, how will I ever be that kind of, I'll have that kind of.
For your weight loss, did you have like an image or a goal that you had decided?
Yes, because everyone wants to look good. That is a goal in every girl's, I think, life, mostly, I would say. That you want to look good, you want to have a nice figure, and you want to look after yourself. So that was one thing I really wanted to focus on, that I want to be smart looking and, yeah.
When you're big, a lot of time people think it's okay to give you advice on losing weight. Did you feel bullied sometimes by relatives or people close to you about your weight?
It usually depends on how you take the comments. I took it positively. I took it as a challenge. Yes, why not? If people are saying there is some truth to it, you know. So that's how I took it, whatever like people commented, and you know, so I took it in the positive way.
Was there any very negative comment that you can remember that was thrown at you and you thought, why would someone say that to me?
It was just that I was taking more space, like on a seat. So that's when like someone pointed out.
And
So
who
I
was this person?
It
coming-
was on the metro. It was just.
Oh, complete stranger.
Yeah.
That's horrible.
I know.
Yeah.
So that's when it
yeah.
struck me. I was like, maybe, you know, I have to look into this matter.
And how has the journey been? How do you feel now about yourself? Has your self-esteem and self-image improved since the weight loss?
Yes, immensely. Because like for me, I am a fan of food. I cannot compromise on that. I love everything. Like I eat everything, and I try to like burn more than I eat.
So for someone who is wanting to lose weight, do you have any advice?
Advice, I would say, keep it slow and steady. You lose bit by bit, and just make sure that you monitor yourself, how you can, you know, what do you call it, work out and make targets for yourself. Take it as a challenge for yourself, not for people.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Hiba.
Thank you, Zareen. Sorry? Sorry? Oh. Just give me a second, Sally, 1 second. Let me just think about this.
I've seen, sorry, so do I have to look at the camera or I can look at you? So the first time I kept looking around.
Oh my God, he or she is 30, they're not married, they're about to die, what the hell is going on?
Sorry, guys.
No, we've already done that. From all over, no. Their happiness, no. Okay.